Here they are for one and all. The Moomins are about to call. Come on and sit down here with me. They're here for you on your TV. They are the Moomins. They are the Moomins. So come with me, give me your hand. I'll take you up to Moomin land. You can fly just like a bird and sing the best song ever heard. They're with the Moomins. 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 Ba 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 ba
One day, a vampire escaped from the zoo. Well, as you can imagine, the director of the zoo was very, very worried, and he sent all his workers out to track it down and capture it. It's true, it wasn't one of those dreadful Dracula things from Transylvania, but even so, it was quite scary enough. And in the end, they even called the inspector to investigate.
No, it's not here. This is crazy. Not a single picture of a vampire.
Did you look properly?
Of course.
It doesn't have every animal, then.
It should have. It's called Animals of the World.
In that case, maybe the vampire isn't really an animal.
Guess it's a kind of plant.
In the zoo?
Maybe we should ask the Himalayan what a vampire looks like.
But there are meat-eating plants, you know.
The vampire is definitely not a plant.
It must be if it's not in the book about animals.
It may be neither. It could just be a thing.
You think so?
Don't be silly. It couldn't possibly be just a thing, little My. If it's escaped from the zoo, it must be an animal.
It must be, but it would help if we had some idea of what it looks like.
All I wanted to do was refresh my memory by looking at this book. If I remember correctly, it looks like a big bat.
A big bat! They say that people are covering themselves in all sorts of different ways so the vampires can't bite them.
A suit of armor would be the only safe thing.
Can you really imagine Sniff in a coat of armor?
I didn't say I'd go for jousting things.
Listen, there's someone at the door.
Hello, Inspector. You look like you've been running.
Yes, I came as fast as I could. It's a catastrophe.
What is it? Has something happened, Inspector?
Of course something's happened. It's an emergency. We're in grave danger. Haven't you heard that a blood-sucking vampire has escaped from the zoo?
Of course we have. What's happened to it, Inspector?
Well, no one knows for sure, but according to some reports, it's heading towards Moominvalley.
What? The vampire's on his way here.
That's the latest rumor. Indeed, it might be here already.
Oh, dear. Yes, that is a catastrophe. So what do you think we ought to do now, Inspector?
You must try to avoid getting bitten, I guess.
And does that mean we should cover ourselves with something?
That sounds like a good idea. Thank you, Moomin Mama.
How about a suit of armor?
That would be the perfect solution, but I didn't know you had one. And remember, keep your doors and your windows closed at all times.
Yes, that's very important.
But I thought you were going to catch the vampire.
Oh, yes, the director of the zoo is seeing to that. The specialists are on their way.
What if I find it first?
Run if you do.
But you want to catch it?
Yes, of course we do, but if it bites, you're in trouble.
Oh, no, not if I bite it first, Inspector.
Now I must leave. There are lots of others who have to be warned. Remember, watch out and try to stay indoors at all times. Good day to you now.
Thank you for coming over.
You watch out, too.
Inspector, can I come with you?
Oh, thank you. Now you must stay close to me.
The vampire looks like a bat.
So I heard, but let's hope we never find out.
From that day on, the inhabitants of Moominvalley lived in constant fear of the vampire.
about your face?
You can cover that too.
Right. Bend down a bit.
What are you doing? Don't cover my eyes.
You don't want him bitten.
No, I don't.
Don't be a wimp then and just stand still.
Hey, what's this? It looks like another fancy dress ball.
Covered up like this, you see, the vampire won't be able to eat him.
But how's Sniff himself going to eat?
He says he doesn't feel like eating anything anyway with this vampire lurking around. He says you must shut every door and window in the house.
No need to worry, they're already closed.
Oh, and we mustn't forget the fireplaces. Better shut them too.
Listen, Sniff, there's no need to wear that thing in here. Why not just wear it when you go out?
Undo it? Oh, no, don't do that. It suits you.
Are you really going to wear that when you go out?
Of course I am. Next to a suit of armor, this is the best thing.
Well, I'm not scared. I'm gonna catch that vampire.
Not without me, you're not. Hello there, vampire.
Ow!
That'll teach you.
Stop it, little Ma, it's me!
You can't fool me by disguising yourself as Sniff.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hemulin.
Oh, Snuffkin.
How can you see through that net? It looks very difficult.
It is very difficult, but better than being bitten by that vampire, I guess.
That's not like you, Mr. Hemulin.
What do you mean? I don't want to be bitten, Snuffkin.
That's not what I meant. With all your knowledge of plants and things, I thought you'd know that vampires can't stand garlic.
Is that true of vampire bats, though?
Well, I think so.
I wouldn't be too sure. I see you're not wearing anything to protect yourself.
See this?
Oh, well, I could wear both, I suppose.
This has been used for centuries, therefore there's no need to wear both of them.
Thank you for telling me. I'll certainly go and get one for myself.
Snuffkin! Hello, Mr. Hemulin.
Oh, you're also wearing a garland of garlic.
Any luck? Did you manage to catch it?
Well, no, not yet.
Frankly, I don't think the vampire exists.
Yes, it does, little My. There were people from the zoo here yesterday running all over the place.
Everyone else I've met in Moominvalley seems to be very scared of the vampire. Everyone except you, Moomin.
You don't look so scared yourself, Snuffkin.
Maybe I don't look scared, but I feel very worried about it.
There's no time to stand around here handing out compliments. Moomin, let's get going.
Yes, let's go.
Hey, how are your parents doing, Moomin?
Papa's so scared he stays inside all day and won't even open the door. But Mama doesn't seem to be that worried.
Hey?
Good afternoon.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Fillyjonk. Do come in, will you? Moomin Papa gets very scared if I leave the door open.
Oh, my goodness me.
Listen, Papa, what if the vampire is taking on the shape of Mrs. Fillyjonk?
That's not possible because she wouldn't have been able to pass beneath the garlic bulbs.
Oh, you're right.
We finally set the date for the charity bazaar.
Oh, is that so?
I hope you're in a giving mood. I'll be coming to collect your donations soon.
Oh, yes, indeed. We have lots of junk.
Shouldn't you delay holding this bazaar until the vampire scare is over?
But no one knows when that will be. The show must go on. People must show courage, and they must give away valuable things without thinking.
Oh, I see.
Good day. I will now venture forth.
You're very brave. Do be careful, Mrs. Fillyjonk. Oh? Oh, who are you? You must be the vampire. Oh, I understand. You're afraid of the garlic. Papa! Papa, would you come here for a second?
What's wrong? Well, what is it?
The vampire's here in the kitchen.
What? What did you say?
Where are you going, dear?
Come quick! Run for your life!
We're back! Oh, what's the matter, Papa?
Oh, the vampire's here in this house!
What?
Mama?
Are you all right? Has the vampire attacked you, Mama?
Oh!
This is an awfully nice little vampire. Just look at him. He's eating a pancake.
We must send for the zoo people immediately.
He's got such a sweet little face.
Are you quite sure, Mama, the vampire hasn't bitten you already?
Of course he hasn't. He wouldn't do a thing like that. He's too nice.
I don't understand. It's not natural for someone to say a vampire is a nice creature.
What are you trying to say, Moomin?
Well, I've heard that if one bites you, you become a vampire too. And protect the first vampire.
Well, I never. Do I really look remotely like a vampire, Moomin?
Gee, what are you planning to do with him now, Moomin Mama?
Well, I was thinking he could stay here with us in the kitchen for a while.
Are you serious?
Well, why ever not? It's nice and warm in here.
You will keep him in the jar, though.
Not all the time.
If you think I'm going to live here with a vampire on the loose, you can think again.
You can always go outside when it's on the loose, Moomin Papa, but keep all the doors and windows shut.
But a vampire is dangerous.
But listen, Papa, isn't it possible that there are different kinds of vampires in the world? Perhaps this is a sort of vampire that doesn't bite anyone. After all, we know very little about vampires, and he hasn't bitten us yet.
That's true, but even so...
Well, I'm not going to give him up. He's a very sweet little thing.
Moomin Papa, Mama, thanks for everything, but I think I'd better go home now. Bye-bye!
Inspector! Inspector!
Hello, Mrs. Philly Junk.
Have you caught the vampire yet, Inspector?
No, I'm afraid I haven't seen it.
I want that vile creature caught, Inspector, before the bazaar begins.
Yes, indeed.
And be sure to leave no stone unturned.
You can rely on me. Well, I have to go on with my search now.
I don't think he's up to it.
You are the sweetest little thing I ever saw in my life. Would you like something to eat? Come on, let's see if there's any jam left in the jar in the kitchen. Let's go.
Mama?
What is it, dear?
The Hemulin has come to see us.
Well, why don't you ask him to come in? I'm just going to give little Dracula some jam and bread, and then I'll come and join you.
I don't think the Hemulin really wants to come in, dear. Neither do I.
You're both so silly. You just have to look at little Dracula to see he wouldn't bite anyone.
Even so, if you don't mind, we'll stay out here on the porch.
All right, I'll bring you out some tea.
Thank you, my dear.
Mama, come on. Snork Maiden wants to see little Dracula.
Of course you can see him, but I'm not sure where he's gone. I expect he's still in the kitchen.
Oh, what a cute little vampire!
Oh.
Now tell me, does anyone know that you have the vampire here with you in Moomin House?
Certainly not, Mr. Himmelin. If they knew he was here, they'd be sure to come from the zoo to take him away.
Are you sure that wouldn't be better?
Quite sure. We look after our guests in this house.
But the trouble is, everyone in Moominvalley believes that the vampire is still at large, and they're very scared, quite without cause.
We can't tell them, but even so, they ought to know about it.
What a dilemma, Moomin Papa.
Ah, Inspector!
What's the matter, Moomin Papa?
You can stop wearing that garlic, Inspector. We have found the vampire and buried it deep under the ground.
Huh? I don't believe it.
Well, it's true, and now you can tell everyone in Moominvalley to stop worrying.
Oh? Hooray! Well done, Moomin Papa! This is wonderful news! You're the hero of Moominvalley! I'll see to it that you get a medal for this!
Well, I'm not sure that's necessary.
Now then, I must rush off and tell everyone the good news! Hooray! The vampire's gone!
There's someone at the door.
Hurry, you'd better hide little Dracula somewhere.
Oh, my goodness. No, now don't you go biting me, little Dracula. Be quiet now.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Fillyjonk.
Hello. I hope you have all those things ready for the bazaar. The children are here to carry them.
Oh, yes, I've laid them out for you on the table. Come in and have a look at them.
It's such a beautiful day, I think I'll go for a walk.
I know it's junk, but don't you break anything now.
We won't.
Little Dracula, little vampire, where are you hiding, dear?
What are you doing, Mama?
I'm looking for little Dracula. Your father hid him somewhere when Mrs. Fillyjonk arrived, but I've no idea where he hid him.
Well, why don't you go and ask him, Mama?
Trouble is, I don't know where he is either.
I'll help you. It should be easy. Papa's not very good at hiding things. Huh?
We've looked everywhere now.
Very odd. Seems we'll have to find Papa and ask him. Oh, Papa!
Hey, Moomin Papa!
Oh, there you are, Papa. Where did you hide little Dracula this morning?
Inside a pot. Hey, where did you put all those things you had on the table this morning?
Mrs. Fillyjonk and the triplets came and took them for the bazaar.
Oh, no! Did she take the pot with a lid?
Yes. Papa, you put him in there?
What's going on? What's the big hurry?
Oh, Snufkin! You must come with us! Hurry!
Why? Maybe they haven't taken the lid off the pot yet. It's our only hope.
Now let me think where I put those things from your house. Oh, they're over there.
There it is! Mrs. Fillyjonk, I put that pot on the table by mistake. We'd like to have it back, if you don't mind.
Well, I can hardly refuse.
Let's get it! Oh, I've got him!
Right, let me look inside it.
You left something inside it?
Yes, just a kitten.
Well?
Empty.
Empty?
Mrs. Fillyjonk, has anyone removed this lid since you got it?
I certainly haven't, but one of the children might have.
He's escaped, but he might still be somewhere in the house.
Well, we must look for him, if you don't mind, Mrs. Fillyjonk.
Oh, not at all.
We better split up, I think.
Afraid I can't see him anywhere, Papa.
Me neither.
I can't see him either.
Oh.
I'll help you if you like.
No, please don't trouble yourself.
But I know this house better than anyone else, so certainly I'll help you look for him.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
But if you're looking for a kitten, it's very strange that everyone's searching around the ceiling.
Oh. I guess the time has come to tell the truth.
You see, Mrs. Fillyjonk, we're not really looking for a kitten. We're looking for the vampire.
The vampire in a pot you gave me? You mean there's a vampire here in my house?
We are doing our best to find
You
him.
lied to the inspector. You said you'd buried it. How dare you? How dare you lie to me like this?
We're very sorry, Mrs. Fillyjonk. Oh, there it is! Under the sofa, right behind you, Mrs. Fillyjonk.
Behind me?
Oh. Mrs. Fillyjonk.
It's all right. Don't worry.
Papa, this isn't a vampire at all. It's just a bat.
Are you sure?
Yes, an ordinary bat.
You're quite sure?
Perfectly sure, there's no doubt about it. I've never seen a vampire, but I've seen lots and lots of bats, and this is one of them.
Well.
Hello, Mrs. Philly Junk, are you there? Mrs. Philly Junk, are you all right in there? Mrs. Philly Junk,
She could be out.
are you there?
Guess we'll have to come back later. What an inconvenience.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, Inspector, it's you.
What are you all doing standing out here?
Well, we're all on our way to Moomin House to hold a grand party. Our way of thanking the Moomin family for getting rid of the vampire.
Oh, a party, huh?
Why don't you come with us to the party, Inspector?
Yes, I think I will come with you, madam. To tell you the truth, I was going there anyway. I've been informed that the vampire has finally been tracked down and taken back to the zoo.
Huh? Tracked down and caught?
We thought it was dead.
This is very odd. I was certainly told by Moomin Papa yesterday that the vampire had been caught and buried.
Well, in that case, there must have been 2 vampires on the loose.
No, the zoo said they'd only lost one.
I have an idea. Let's go to the Moomin House and ask them to explain everything.
Let's go.
The Moomins weren't quite sure what to do. Indeed, they didn't fancy explaining the mysterious extra vampire. So, taking little Dracula along with them, they stole off to the shore and sailed away for an extended trip, hoping that by the time they came back, people would have found something else to talk about.